Most of us in here I know. So, okay. Hi, AJ. Thank you for joining. So what I'll do, AJ, today is write out what we're doing first, and then you can follow along. And thank you, Janice, for the update. I figured doing everything seated is perfectly good. A lot of us are doing it seated. So AJ, I will write you notes specifically. I think actually I'll just put it out to everyone what we're doing so that you can follow along in case the caption is running a bit too fast. Okay. So the things we're going to be needing today, equipment. So AJ, this is where you need to look and make sure that you have the following equipment. So we need a dowel. Okay. So some type of long, it can be a dead hockey stick, a cane, dragon boat paddle. Some of you use. Some of us have dowels. Just make sure that you can hold it nicely in your hands, okay? It's not going to slip, right? And it should be wider than your shoulders. So we don't want to have a really little stick like this. It should be wide. Mine is like super long. We don't need to have it this long, just as long as it's longer than the width of your shoulders. Okay. The next thing we need are some type of weights. So not necessarily two, we might just need one. But if you have two, just have both at your sides, okay? These will be used for some pressing and possibly some punching. So these, if you have any pain in overhead, I would not use weights. I would just stick with overhead work, trying to get that mobility, working on that opening in the chest. If you know it's like an injury and you're not supposed to take your hand overhead, then we're not going to do any overhead. I'll give you an alternative. If that's you, just write in the chat and then I know to tell you what to do. Otherwise, probably nothing above 3 pounds each, okay? I'm using soup cans. You can use dumbbells if you have them. You can use water bottles, whatever you have that's weighted. Okay, and then we're going to be using some bands. So today I actually have a selection of bands. So something a little heavier if you have it, which would for me be the blue one. So if you're in the cohort, a blue would be a heavier band. And the yellow or the red would be a lighter band. So have these handy if you have some grip stuff going on, not a strong grip, and gripping these doesn't work so well for you, then I recommend wrapping and making a knot and just making loops so that we can loop them around our hands. Okay. So we have bands, we have a dowel, and we have weights. And then for those of you that want to use some type of release, like a ball for release work, go ahead and use the ball. And we can use that on the release work that we're going to start with. Okay. If you don't, or you don't want to use a ball, we're going to use our fingers, our hands. Okay. So getting up, beautiful. Awesome, AJ. Okay. So we're going to sit up nice and tall, whatever that means to you. If you're able to sit away from the backrest of your chair, go ahead and come forward and give yourself a chance to use your core and your trunk and sit nice and tall. If you need the backrest, go ahead and take something. This is quite large for some of you, but something to go behind your back so that we can sit and our shoulders can come back and we're sitting tall. We want to avoid this slouching position, okay? So for some of us that are in wheelchairs, like manual chairs, a chip foam yoga block or a rolled up towel can work really nice back there. Okay, so finding your tall seat, put this over there. And we're just going to put our hands on our belly and we're going to start with some nice, easy belly breaths just to get into our body here. So nice, deep inhale. Feel your belly expand against your hands and then exhale. And awesome. And then we do that again. Inhale. And exhale. Feel free to shut your eyes if you want and just listen to me if you can. And inhale. And exhale. Trying to slow down your breathing. Okay, inhale. And exhale. Keeping that length in your spine, getting nice and tall. Imagine your crown of your head right over your rib cage. Okay, so we're not having our head hang forward. Inhale. And nice long exhale. We're halfway, friends. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Yeah, so like I've said before, if I'm going too fast, that's okay. Go at your own pace. You don't have to go at my pace, okay? My breathing might not be the same as someone else's, so go at your own pace, whatever that means. You don't have to get in the same amount of breaths as me. And exhale, I'm just there to set some type of a pace. Okay, I'll do 2 more, so do what you can. And again. And awesome, good. Okay, you're gonna take your hand and we're gonna be massaging. AJ, just follow along. Massaging into the pec muscle, getting right in and behind the pec there. This is the same as we did a couple weeks ago when I was here. So almost same patterns. Okay, and we're driving in and around the breast tissue. If you're female or you have breast tissue, we're gonna go in and around. Male, you're gonna be working right on top here, okay? And you're trying to get into the spots that are nice and feeling kind of tight or tender even, making sure that hand is relaxed on the side that you're working on. So this hand. Okay, posture matters here, so staying tall. And then we're gonna start to bring it into pec minor. So we're going up a little higher. So I was in my pec here, coming up a little higher. Working up here. You can even start going onto the anterior part of your shoulder, if that feels good for you. Some of us get really tight in here, that anterior section. So, okay, and then we're gonna travel all the way up to the trapezius muscles, so right up in the neck here. I like to support my elbow with my hand, and you're gonna do some like seesawing forward and back motions. Or if you wanna get a bit deeper, for some of you in here that I know like to, you're gonna do that pinch and pull action. So one or the other. Okay, whatever works, whatever feels the best for you today. And these things could change, right? Depending on our activity, depending on what we've done, our inactivity, right? How much time we spent at a computer. So just because you do these a certain way one week doesn't mean it's going to be the same the next week. So that's okay. Just notice. And it a lot of times will reflect your activity for those last few days or lack thereof. Okay, and then you're going to take a spot. So find a spot right on that trap. You're going to pin down with the fingers. So we're pushing down. Keep that chin slightly tucked, and you're going to peel the ear away to the other side. So we pin down 1, peel the ear to the other side 2. Pin down 1, peel for 10 at your own pace. Okay, and these videos, just as a friendly reminder, are recorded. So if you want to watch these at your own pace again later, you can pause them. Okay, because we're all going to be at different levels. We're all going to be working at different speeds. So I'm showing at a medium speed. And then if people want to go slower or need to, you can watch this later. It is posted right away on Facebook. Okay, slowly release that, shake that out. Give yourself a little neck tilt. See if you feel a difference between the sides. Okay, and then we're going to do the other side. So starting here at the pec, coming in. Okay. And I see a new name just came in. So if you are new, you need a couple weights, a couple bands, and then some type of a dowel. So you can get that while we're warming up here. Hey, hi, Sydney. Few latecomers today. I love it. More people are coming in. Okay, and then we're going to start working our way up into pec minor, so a little bit higher up from the pec muscle there. And this is where you can start to travel your hand into the shoulder if you'd like. So getting right in here, this can get pretty tight on some of us, almost like stringy, like guitar stringy. Got to loosen all this up here. Okay, and then from there, we're going to travel up into the neck, really getting into that neck. So forward and back motions, right? Driving into that collarbone, right above the collarbone, I should say, right into that trap. You can do the seesawing like I've been showing, or you can do this pinch and release action, depending on how deep you want or need to go today. Okay. A few more seconds here. And then we're going to take that spot, pinch. So find a spot, pinch or pin. So we're pinning. I'm going to pin. Make sure that chin is slightly tucked. Tip that ear down to the side and then up. Okay, a big mistake I see usually with clients I see in person or on a two-way Zoom is that when they do this tip, they're doing this. Okay, so we're not turning. The chin is staying forward and we're tipping just the ear, and you're going to feel a lot different. Quite tight for a lot of us here when we're done doing this properly with the chin forward, facing the screen. 10 here at your own pace. Pin, pull, last 2. Feeling that stretch right along the side of that neck, and then slowly shake that out. Awesome. Okay, we're going to get right into some head rotations. So we're going to turn to the side, look, and then you're kind of come back to center. Other side, over and center and over. Last 4. Sitting up tall. Head is right over the rib cage. And now we're going to tip up. So we take the head up. Chin goes on top of the jaw, and then tuck the chin like we're tucking something, grabbing something at that chin. Up. Your hands can just stay down. I'm just holding my headset so that it doesn't fall off. Up. And tuck. Last 4 here. And 1 more. And awesome. Now we're going to do half a circle. So with your nose, you're going to lead half a circle, nice and smooth, and over to the other side. And half a circle. Thinking of leading with your nose will help us from jamming our neck. So it's just a really gentle semicircle pattern. Over, good. Over. Okay, you're doing great. Last 2, everybody. Over, and then we're going to go into cat-cow. Here we go. And looking forward, tucking that chin, rounding in the spine all the way down until you can't go anymore. Really rounding in that back, letting those shoulder blades round forward. Take a deep breath here. When you're ready, you're going to slowly roll up. This timing is up to you. You do not have to be at my tempo. Hands behind you, shoulder blades in your back pockets. Reach the heart up to the ceiling, eyes up to the ceiling, and breathe. And we do that again, tucking the chin, rounding in the spine all the way down. This should feel really nice. Nice gooey movement, like you're moving through something thick and viscous, like water, peanut butter. No jerky movements here, nice and controlled, smooth, using your hands on your lap if you need to. Hands coming back behind you, shoulder blades in your back pockets, eyes to the ceiling. Reach that heart up and try and make an opposite C curve out of your back. Deep breath here. And 2 more together, just 4 today. Tucking that chin, rounding in the spine, all the way down. Slowly rolling down. Deep breath here, rolling up when it feels good. Slowly rolling up. Hands behind you, eyes to the ceiling, shoulder blades in your back pockets, and reach. You can lean back into those hands. They'll help you push your chest up to the ceiling. Deep breath. And we move again, tucking that chin. This is your last one. All the way down. Slowly rolling down, holding it down here. If you're lightheaded, slow everything down. We don't need to be moving fast. Okay, deep breath, slowly rolling up when you're ready. Hands behind you, shoulder blades in your back pocket. C curve out of your back, reach your heart to the ceiling. Awesome, and we're gonna go right into a reach overhead. So overhead, lean on something. Up and over, expose your armpit to the ceiling. So right here, this is looking at the ceiling. We're not rounding here. Up and then reach other side. And up and over, reach. Nice big arch, getting that rib cage open, and then switch sides. Good. Reach, make a big shape in space. So taking up as much space as you can. This is done seated for most of us. And reach. If you want to stand, that's fine, but you should have your feet hip width apart, a slight bend in your knees, abdominals drawing in, tailbone under the ribs. Okay. I demonstrate, for those of you that are newer, I do demonstrate everything in this class seated, because a lot of us do these activities and exercise seated, but that doesn't mean you can't do something standing. So if you're unclear of a standing position, you can write a message and I'll show you that. But for the most part, most of us are going to stay seated, especially this group today. Up and over, reach. Nice, nice big stretch, everybody. And this is your last set. Deep breath, other way. And awesome. Now we're going to rotate. So we're going to use a hand to rotate our body and tap over your shoulder. Other side. And rotate, tap. I would exhale on the rotation. So you'll get a little more movement there. And 5, 6, 7, awesome. This is 9. And last one, 10. Facing front, hands go open, stretch those fingers as wide as you can. Nice big hug. Okay, so we're opening up, open the chest, and hug. And again, open, hug. Make sure we're still sitting nice and tall. Hopefully some of us are playing some music. That's sometimes fun. Then you can have a little bit more motivating than just my voice. 2 more. And reach. Nice. Okay, we're going to do some hinges. So we have 3 ways to do these hinges. This is essentially a pull of the body. So there's one way we can do, if you find that you don't have a lot of trunk stability, and you find that you're a little wobbly when you sit up tall, this version's for you. So you're going to have your hands on your lap and you're going to slowly walk your hands forward as you keep a nice long spine. Okay, so I'm not rounding in my spine. I'm staying tall. So from the side, if I'm doing this, I would be coming forward, see how my back stays long as opposed to here. So you're going to walk your hands forward on your lap. You can slide the hands or walk. Okay. And then you're going to push yourself back up, thinking of getting tall as you come back to seated. So we walk the hands forward on your lap and then come back up. Okay. If you are able to do that without using your hands, you can just keep light hands here slightly above your thighs Come forward with long spine. You might only need them a little bit. And then you can use your erectors of your spine to come sitting up tall. So this is version 2. Some of us are going to do it like this, or even with a dowel, so that we can get a little more spinal extension. So we're here, pull the dowel into your chest as you tip forward, and then you're going to pull and come back to sitting up tall. Okay, this is version 2. Version 3 is going to be with the arms up. So version 3 is where we keep a long spine, we come forward, and then we come back up and the hands stay up over the head. Okay, so 3 versions. We're going to do 10, and I'm going to demonstrate with this version. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Chest nice and lifted. So the queen is across the room. Think of bowing, keeping a nice long spine, showing off a necklace, and then come back up. Okay, and then we go again. Once again, tempo is up to you. You do not need to be at my speed. I am simply demonstrating to help you with your workout. We're all different. And up, good. Okay, we're halfway, or I'm halfway. Your tip might not look like mine either. It might be pretty small, and that's okay. I'd rather you keep that spine long than collapse into it. Okay, so this is a hinge action. Really good for that hip, both hips, but the pelvis. Really good way to target the core in the back. So all of your spinal erectors, right? All the way up the back of your neck. Okay, really good action. We do it all the time if we have to bend over and get things, especially if we're seated. Okay. And done. Awesome. Okay, from there, we're going to do dowel rotations. So this is where I'm just going to start writing them in for you, AJ. Okay, so this is what we're doing next. So we're going to do push, rotate, rotate, and then bring it in. Okay, 20 of these. Here we go. 1, rotate. So this would be your crutch, AJ. And over. Make sure those shoulders are away from those ears. Notice how I'm only pressing out like chest height. I'm not going very high. I'm like almost below my chest. Okay, for those of you that have full sensation in your hips and feet, we should not be moving the hips or the feet on this. So none of the lower body moves. There should be no what I call wiggle parties in those hips. Okay. We're doing quite a few of these because it's 10 each side. So hang in there. We are halfway now. Keep moving, a little bit of shoulder work here, that push, and then we're rotating. Doesn't matter which way you go first on your rotation. I'm switching it up, so do what you want. That pattern is freedom for you. Make sure you're not losing that height, staying nice and tall. Okay, we're gonna do 5 more. Keeping that chest nice and wide. So think of your collarbone getting really wide to the walls. We don't want to collapse. We want to keep that collarbone nice and wide. 3. And 2. And 1. And awesome. Okay, from there, we're going to do some kayaks. So 1-minute intervals. I have you on a timer here. So the kayak, hopefully you're not sitting on a couch like I am. Okay, and we're going to be driving the dowel down into the floor as you rotate. So another rotation down, and we're going to do that for the full minute. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, and 1. So your dowel should go lower than mine, but we're staying tall. We're not leaning forward. We're not doing any tips. We're just kayaking like you're in a boat. Okay, hips, no wiggle parties, knees, feet, everything is still. We're just rotating from the waist. And you're breathing. Okay, if this feels good and you're on a roll and your shoulders are not at your ears, pick up the pace. 20 seconds left. Getting that heart rate up for some of us. 3, 2, 1, and time. Beautiful. Okay, remember that exercise because we are going to come back to it. Okay, so go ahead and grab your bands. Okay, so we're going to start with a push. I'm going to demonstrate with a thicker band, but it's really probably whatever you have that's the longest. So there's 2 ways we can do this. If you have a really long band and you're able to, you're going to put the band behind your back and you're going to hold on like so at the ends of these. Or if you have the loops, you can loop them. Okay, so it has to be not the neck. We want it to be at the back. Okay, so I'm just going to write this actually first. So chest, we're going to be doing a banded chest press followed by hip abductors followed by kayaks. Okay, so that's the circuit for you, AJ. What we're doing, here we go. So grabbing the band, putting it behind your back. This is version 1, and we're going to be punching like a press and turning the palms down as we do so. So we're punching. Okay, if this is not accessible to you and you're not able to put the band behind your back, you're going to hold or wrap the band tight with one arm here, keep it at this side, and you're going to do this. So you're just stabilizing here against your chest even, and you're going to do the one side. Okay, if you're able to do this version, I prefer this version though. Both one is great, but if you're able to, just hit the both sides at the same time. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, and 1. We're going to do 10 of these to 12. Yes, AJ, this is for your pec muscles, among many other muscles, but major pecs is any push we do, which is a lot of today. We're also hitting tricep, anterior deltoid, abdominals, a bit of lats for stabilizing, erectors, multifidus, the list goes on. This is a good one. 3, 2, okay, so if you're doing the single arms, you're gonna need a little more time to get out the other side, okay? So it's okay, keep moving if you're having to do the other side, okay? After that, you're gonna grab either a band, preferably a light band, and we're going to do these hip abductor exercises. We did do these a couple weeks ago. I try and actually include these a lot. So these should be familiar to most of us unless you're new. So if you're new, I'll give you 3 versions. So if you're able to open your legs like so and work these outer hip muscles, this is option 1. Okay. If you could do 100 of these and that feels like nothing, then you're going to add the band. Okay, by adding the band, you're just going to loop it at the upper, just above the knee. Okay, and you're going to tie it. And just for accessibility and time, I'm just going to hold mine. Okay, sitting up tall. And then you'll do the same exercise with a band. Okay, those are 2 options. If you don't have any leg function, you're going to come forward and do a stretch here, so that we can get a nice adductor stretch. So you can just lean forward and you can hold the stretch, or you can come forward and take them in as a rep. And then the last option for some of you I see in here will need is if you have really tight adductors, or for whatever reason you have a hard time opening your legs, you're going to put something in between your legs. And then the goal is to try and open the legs as much as you can until that object drops. And then you bring it back up, put it back in, okay? So quite a few options there. And hopefully by me talking, if you did the single arm chest press, you're all caught up and we can all do this now. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Open, this is gonna be 20 repetitions. If you're moving slow or you find that dropping an object is very hard. Don't worry about the reps. I just want you to keep going and trying until I finish mine, and that'll be a really good time for you, okay? It's not always about the reps. I just give reps for time allowance, okay? We're all going to be different. Breathing, sitting up tall, shoulders are down. Good job, Janice, finding an alternative. And yes, AJ, that's adding a hinge there too. That's good. And last set. And awesome, good. Okay, we're done that. Now we're going back to the kayaks, which we already know. So grabbing your dowel, 1 minute on the clock again. Here we go. Same thing. Nice and tall, 3, 2, and go. Okay, no wiggle parties in those hips. Really rotating through the abdominals. And focus on your breathing. You are halfway there, everybody. Keep going. If you find this hard, try smiling or putting on music or both. That's it. If this is awesome and you're like, yeah, this is so good, pick up the pace. You're not going fast enough. Get that heart rate up. Challenge yourself. You have 8 seconds left. You can do it. And time. Good. Okay. That is your circuit. I'm going to give you 30 seconds on the clock, and then we're doing all 3 of those again. Questions or comments are welcomed if you have them. Otherwise, take this moment to get water. Okay, that was 30. Here we go. So we're going to start with your band. I demonstrated with blue. 2 versions, either behind your back or holding at your chest. Okay. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, and 1. And we're punching and up. Make sure you keep your chest nice and lifted. We never want to concave in the chest, so we never want to come here, right? The spine doesn't move. Keep this part nice and long. So it's just the arms moving. We're not changing the shape of your trunk. Easier said than done. 2 more. If you find it challenging and you're moving around too much, then feel free to prop yourself up and use the back of your chair. That's the other option, okay? All right, grabbing the lighter band or your object to drop or nothing. Setting up. When you tie this, I always keep my legs together to get a little bit more tension as opposed to tying out here, okay? Holding, I'm gonna hold with the other hand this time. Here we go. 20 of these on my count. Otherwise, just keep moving until the count is done. 3, 2, and 1. And I'm gonna move this down. We can see. 3, okay? This is one of the only exercises where I'm gonna get you to not push your feet into the floor. The feet should just be doing nothing. All of the work should be focusing on outwards in the hips, not down, okay? Halfway. Trying to get your knees to open at the same level from each other at the same time. For some of us, that's really hard. So really focus on that lagging side. If it's not moving as much as the other one, sometimes you might even want to give it a little bit of help, right? That's okay too. It's not cheating, especially if we're trying to get that new range, right? If we'll never get the strength if we don't know if we even have the range of the joint. Okay. 4 and 3 and 1 and relax. Beautiful. Take that off. I accidentally tied it. There we go. All right, kayaks last time here. We're on the clock. 3, moving fast. 2 and 1, go. No hips moving, feet are planted. We're sitting as tall as we can. And I want you to think of pulling that dowel back or that kayak, the oar back. So the arm that's down, you're pulling into the water, getting that pulling motion. Shoulders are away from your ears. They're really just like relaxing down, trying to use our back. "20 seconds left. If this feels like a joyride, I challenge you to pick up the pace. If you're really barely hanging in, I challenge you to keep moving. No matter what that looks like, just keep your movement going for 5 seconds. Caught a crab there. And time. Good. Okay, set that aside. 30 seconds on the clock for your break. And then we're doing this again. I just lied to you. We're not doing that again. We will do kayaks again, but we're going to do a new circuit. Okay. Sasha, remind me before we end today, I just got an email saying someone tried to get into the class and they couldn't enter it. So maybe I'll give you their email address at the end. If you can email them. Yeah.
Sounds good. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. I'll actually, I'll just write it in the chat to you right now. Everybody resting. I'll just, hold on, I'll just type this first. So I'm gonna type, AJ, what we're doing next in the chat for you. Everybody can read that, and then, and then here is her email. Maybe she can come in late. That should be it.
Sounds good. I'll contact her right now.
Thank you. Okay, so moving on. So we are gonna be doing a seated row. Most of us will need the thicker band, but if you don't know what we're gonna be doing, use a lighter band. SA is single arm, thank you. All right, so we're gonna be doing here. So I would hook this around my foot. So my foot is, my leg's just extended out. You can hook this around your foot or feet or around the front of your foot plates if you have pretty far out foot plates on your chair, okay? And we're gonna sit up tall. So both arms are holding the band. If you need to put the wrist straps on, you can, okay? Or the hooks. So we're nice and tall, lifting that chest, think nice wide collarbone, and you're gonna think of driving your elbows down and back, and then release, okay? One thing I see sometimes is a lot of spinal movement in this, so I don't wanna see this, right? It's not a rib exercise. My torso does not move. When I extend my arms, I'm not counterbalancing with my ribs, okay? So we're tall, it's just the arms, we're keeping that chest long, chest wide, sorry, spine long, okay? Here we go, 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna be doing 12 of these, or 15 if you want, in case you're quick. And that was 12. Okay, good. So now we're going to be doing our punch. This is an overhead punch. This is where we need the weights. If you have pain overhead, you will not use weights, okay? Option, you can have 2. If you have good stability and you feel nice and tall, go ahead and use 2 weights, and we're going to be punching and alternating, okay? If that's not an option for you, go ahead and have your hand down on the rim of your chair or on your lap or hooked under the chair, and we're going to do just one side at a time. And then we'll switch, okay? So you're either here or we're doing single arm here. I'm gonna demonstrate single arm, okay? 12 to 15 on each side. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, keeping that shoulder away from the ear, chin is slightly down. We're not looking at the weight. We're not looking at our hand. That won't help you, I promise. So for some reason, our bodies think if we look at it, it's gonna help us go higher. Awesome. Keep breathing. Do what you can. Keeping that head forward and then switching sides. Okay, starting together. Nice and long in that chest. Plug that shoulder back. 3, 2, and 1. Breathing. Relax your face. Two more for me. Whatever number you're at, start winding it down. And awesome, good. Okay, and then our last one in this new circuit is our kayaks again. Here we go, theme of the day. 3, 1 minute, 2, 1, and go. This might be your last time with kayaks, we'll see. It's a surprise. Keep breathing. If you know that you started at this pace before and you had to speed it up at the end, I challenge you to speed it up now at the beginning. Drive that dowel deep into the water. So not what I'm doing. Get it a little deeper, right? Get it down like that, okay? Hopefully we're not on a couch like I am. There should be nothing next to you if you're on the chair. So you can get really deep with that drive of that arm. We are 20 seconds away from finishing this. Keep moving. If you're about to stop and you feel like it's hard, just keep moving. You got it. 8 seconds. You can do this. You're almost done. 2, 1, and time. Beautiful. Okay, a quick 30-second break, and then we're doing all of this again. So if you need time to set up, I recommend setting up now on this little rest. Otherwise, we're getting water, and we're starting at our row. Okay, so also a reminder for any of you that are here, all of these exercises are found on the Ocean Insider Club website. So if you're part of the cohort or if you're just a customer and you're one of the clients, all of these will be found on there with more tips. We're actually adding some videos in the next couple weeks. So those of you that were requesting more cardio videos, they're coming. The lovely Sophia is currently posting them as we speak, and they'll be up in the next week or two. So really exciting for that, more content. All right, here we go, last round. Hooking the band over a foot or the foot plate. Here we go, so we're sitting up tall, roll those shoulders back, nice wide collarbone, chin slightly tucked, drive those elbows back, no movement in the trunk. So it's only those arms pulling. The only movement that should happen is you just getting taller. Four more. Shoulders are down, elbows are driving down and back. And squeezing that back as you do it. Beautiful, you're done with that. Grabbing your weight or weights. Single arm punch overhead also known as a neutral press. Okay, here we go. I'm going to start on my opposite side this time. Hand can be down to stabilize, or you can just have it at your side for a little more trunk challenge. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Press. Nice wide collarbone. We got this. And last 2, breathing. And then other side. Beautiful. We're almost done, everybody. This is your last one. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Make sure you're not looking at the weight, keeping the back of the neck nice and long. 3 more here. 1, 2, and this is 3, and you're done those. Good. And surprise, we're doing 1 more of the dowel rotation kayaks, getting everything ready. This is your last time, last chance to burn it out. Here we go. 3, 2, and go. Really rotating through that trunk. Some of us aren't used to sitting, so really work this rotation. Use that trunk, upper body, breathe. Different challenge for you. Take it as a different challenge. This one's actually, I think, more beneficial done seated anyways, if you have the option. You are over halfway. Be careful, some of us spilled their water. I've almost done that too. It's been a bit scary. My dowel is way too long. Last 10 seconds. Almost there. This is 3, 2, and 1. And you are all done. Beautiful. Whew, let your heart rate come down. Awesome. Okay, if you are going to continue on after this, I recommend getting to a corner and doing the corner pec stretch, which is what you can find on the website. Corner pec stretch, and then I would do the upper trap here, and then the levator scap. So if you're on the site, go look up those 3 exercises to finish off. Otherwise, I will see you next week. Thank you all for coming. AJ, let me know how that worked with the typing out of the exercises, if that helped you. And I will be here for a minute or 2 to answer any other questions you may have. Thanks, everyone, and I'll look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks, Linda. I'll see you later today. Thanks, Janice. Hope you're feeling okay. Sure, will do, Wendy. So Wendy, I just posted, oops, I think that wasn't to everyone. Wendy, this is the online portal subscription that I'm talking about. And it's connected to my website, so that oceaninsiderclub.com. Okay, thanks for coming. I appreciate it. I hope everyone has a great day.
Awesome. And I've sent an email to the individual who's having some trouble getting in today. So awesome. Hopefully they should be good to go for next week.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And Doreen, yes, I look forward to connecting soon. Awesome. Okay, awesome. If that's it, I'll sign off and I will see everyone next week. Thank you.